Am I the asshole for serving a Nutella cake? Throwaway as some of the people involved are on Reddit. I have a daughter Emma, 7, and she has a best friend Kat, 7. They knew each other since prep school and are inseparable since. However, they are not allowed to stay overnight at each other places as Emma is allergic to strawberries, which Kat loves, and Kat is allergic to nuts, while Emma loves hazelnut and Nutella specifically. 4 months ago Emma received an invitation from Kat to her birthday party, which has been accepted. I have asked Kat's mother before if I need to bring something for Emma, but she assured me everything is fine. When we arrived, the entire part was strawberry themed and all the food, they only served sweet stuff, had strawberries in them. Due to this, Emma gave the present she made to Kat and we left shortly after as I don't want to expose my child to allergies. Kat was told that Emma wasn't feeling well and we didn't want to risk if it's COVID. Yesterday was Emma's birthday. She wanted a Nutella cake, so one was ordered. I have warned Kat's mum that the cake will contain Nutella, but cupcakes and other desserts are nut-free. She knew about that and everything went fine until Kat had to be rushed to the hospital due to allergic reaction. Kat's mum forgot that Nutella contains nuts and let Kat to have a slice while me and my husband were not watching. She called me an asshole as she felt I was getting back at her for throwing a strawberry party and now her child is hurt. She also said it in front of Emma, so she is now feeling guilty and refuses to eat anything. Am I the asshole for ordering a Nutella cake for my daughter's birthday? Edit. I just want to add, in my country, not English speaking, Nutella is advertised as a chocolate spread, not as hazelnut one, so a lot of people don't realize it contains nuts, hence why I had to warn Kat's mum about them. Edit 2. So I have been told about another strawberry party post. Some details match except both of the kids are girls. Party was 4 months ago when strawberry was in season and Emma was invited and her mother told me that Emma will have something to eat there. Also, Kat called Emma earlier on today and said the reason why she ate the cake was because her mum said it was fine for her to eat as it was chocolate, not hazelnut, and she loves chocolate. If her mum wouldn't tell her that, she wouldn't have touched the cake as she liked the cupcakes more. Ah, yes. Of course. It's easy to forget that Nutella contains nuts. It's completely your fault for not reminding her 4 times and then policing the cake, op.s. That aside, what I find really interesting is that the mother immediately jumped to accusing you of getting back at her for Kat's birthday. That's some serious projection and makes it very clear she knows she was a complete asshole on the occasion. However, instead of apologizing, she's choosing to double down. It says a lot about her as a person, so keep that in mind moving forward. Very firm, not the asshole. NTA, she told you could bring your daughter to a party that would have food for her and literally everything was practically poison. And then you, being an averagely decent person, tell her that one thing will be off limits for her daughter, and that there is other food, yet she and her husband let their daughter, who has a nut allergy, eat a Nutella cake. She's literally an idiot if she forgot that Nutella has nuts in it, it's actually in the name. Not the asshole. That mom is a dumbass. WHO forgets Nutella has nuts? Who has an allergy child and misses that? She is also the asshole for having a strawberry party and not thinking of your kid's allergy at all, with the girls being such good friends. Not the asshole, but the other kid's mom is. I would almost say everyone sucks here for making a nut cake at all knowing the allergic kid will be there. But you did give the mom warning and offered other food that I assume was prepped elsewhere to prevent cross-contamination. I hope, anyway. So for that reason only, I will say you're not the asshole. However, other kid's mom is the asshole, big time. They were not only horribly negligent about your own kid's allergies but a significant other theirs. Why would she not tell you about the strawberry party? And how could she forget that the cake had her kid's potentially life-threatening allergen after already being told about it? There's no excuse for any of it. This honestly stretches my belief. A mother with a young child with a nut allergy forgot that Nutella, a food with nut in its name, contains nuts, at a party in which they'd been informed that there would be nuts in the cake, when the parents and kids know each other well enough that they've had discussions about not letting the kids sleep over at each other's houses? Very clearly the parent is responsible, and is not the asshole, but are people really like that? Was this done on purpose? Do you and Emma's mom low-key hate each other passive-aggressively, throwing allergy-themed parties for your kids who are friends? If no, not the asshole. You warned Kat's mom the cake contained Nutella, you provided safe alternatives, and Kat's mom brought her and let her eat cake. If that was my kid, knowing it was a dangerous nut allergy, I'd have watched her like a hawk to make sure she didn't have cake. Kat's mum forgot that Nutella contains nuts. Why don't you just send this post to her, with this part highlighted? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I think Kat's mom is dangerously insane? Am I the asshole for suggesting me and boyfriend cook separate meals? Me, 25F, and boyfriend, 26M, moved together a few months ago. I'm not American. Maybe I need to say this, and he is. Also sorry, English is not my first language. Firstly, we agreed that I would cook because he hates cooking, and he would do another chores. That was fine by me because I like cooking. The problem is that he is a extreme picky eater, so this has been problematic. I really like spices, not just pepper. I come from a country where we cook with a lot of spices. He likes the food as bland as can be. I tried to not use too many different spices and make it more bland but in a way I would also enjoy, but he hates everything I make. An example, if I cook rice, I usually use garlic, sometimes onion, sometimes add vegetables in it. He wants the rice just cooked in water without anything. If I cook some kind of meat, I use spices, but he wants to have only salt. It would take too long for me to make 2 different meals every night. We only eat together at dinner. So I said that we should make our own food. The kitchen is big enough for the both of us to work at the same time if needed, and we could sit together to eat anyway. But that made him completely angry because he hates cooking, and if I'm already cooking I should make for both of us, and I should make everything to his taste and just add some sauce in my plate. He also hates the smell of my food, so he doesn't want me cooking what I like when he's home. Now cooking that I loved has become a nightmare. I don't know if I should just accommodate to his tastes and eat what I want at lunch or when I'm alone. He says that we are a partnership now, so everything should be done thinking about both of us, and what I'm asking is going to make us more distant. It's my first time living with a so I don't know if this is normal, and he's right and I'm being petty. He's sulking now and refuses to discuss this with me if I don't apologize for being selfish. Not the asshole, we're a team, so we do what I want, is the gist of his argument. You've offered compromise, he's offered none. Sauce is not a compromise. Maybe make him frozen food and make what you want for yourself. He can wear nose plugs if the smell bothers him. Not the asshole. If he hates everything that you cook, then he needs to make his own food. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people learn to enjoy cooking from another person's culture. Sometimes they don't. But don't try to Americanize your food for him. Not the asshole. First of all, he's being completely culturally insensitive by complaining about the smell of your cooking. Secondly, your solution of separate meals is good. Why should you have to miss out on one of life's simplest pleasures, good food? Because your boyfriend is an overgrown toddler who won't eat grown-up food. And he expects you to cook his bland food for him? That's completely unreasonable. I would dump him and find someone who understands what healthy compromise is, and better yet, loves and appreciates your cooking. Which sounds delicious. Holy shit. Not the asshole, and to be honest, this is a massive red flag for his communication and expectations of you. It's okay that he's picky or has narrow food preferences. If that's the case, he can cook for himself. What was he doing before you moved in? Starving? It's not okay that he insists you cook for him, and basically cook a second meal because he is unwilling to work on his pickiness. The issue is that his expectations are unfairly high and his reaction to your pushback is also unfair. He's lacking self-awareness about this. I would ask yourself whether this is a relationship you want to continue to be in. Not the asshole, but you guys seem incompatible. He does not only don't have a good taste on food, for me this would be a deal breaker, but he doesn't respect you. Not the asshole, and he is a controlling git. So you are supposed to cook for him, to his taste, but not have anything to your taste. Why are his desires for bland food more important than what you want when you arredoing the cooking? I'd keep the spices and your gorgeous talent for cooking and trade in the boyfriend. May I ask where you are from? Just the description of your rice made my mouth water. Not the asshole. The two of you need to sit down and meal plan for the week together. If he doesn't like Tuesday's dinner, he can make something for himself and you have nummy leftovers. Not the asshole. He's being a huge hypocritical He's saying you're in a partnership now, but he's being completely selfish. He's forcing you to do only what he wants without any compromise at all. I can't see where he's thinking about you at all when he's making these demands. If he doesn't want to cook, then he shouldn't complain about what you cook. Huge red flag here, and I hope you don't change yourself to make this guy happy. Am I the asshole for buying my 23M girlfriend 19F fake perfume? I, 23M, have dated my girlfriend 19F for a little under a year now. I've come to love her a lot and my love language is gift-giving. My girlfriend has always been the type of girl that's just hard not to love. She's the definition of magnetic. Guys always approach her and understandably, she's a high-caliber girl. She could easily be anyone's dream girl. Looks amazing and everything about her is feminine, down to her hands and how she comforts me or makes me food. She has an expensive look to her, but she does all her self-care herself and is amazingly cost-efficient about it. As a result, the kinds of guys that go after her are usually trust fund babies or are highly ambitious. Med school, law school, business startups. Things like that, despite herself not being anywhere in that tax bracket. This isn't her fault because I've seen myself that she never entertains anyone but she just has that effect on people. It makes me feel like less of a man because I'm nothing like those guys and honestly it makes me feel like a bum. One day while walking past her computer, I noticed that she was looking at a designer perfume and I told her I'll get it for her. She's adamant that she doesn't want me to get it for her and that she was just kind of dreaming about it. She's literally never asked me for anything but I wanted to show her that I can take care of her and spoil her too. I look into it and the perfume is $300. What the fuck? I don't see the point in something like that but honestly my pride would be hurt if I went back on my word, so I find the perfume for a much greater value on eBay. Today comes and I gift her the perfume. She unwraps the present, sprays it on her hand to smell it and her face has a blank expression, like she's trying to decide how to react. I ask her what's wrong and she gives me a hug and a kiss on the cheek, thanking me that I wanted to get her something nice. I don't know why, but it made me feel like shit. I was expecting a much bigger reaction. I keep pushing her as to why it seems like she doesn't like her gift and she tells me that she loves the idea, but it's obviously fake. I feel like this was an extremely ungrateful thing to say and I called her a brat for even caring if the perfume is fake or not. I also said that she's materialistic due to the fact that she could supposedly even tell it was fake by merely looking at it and smelling it once. She says that it's dumb that I made a big show about getting it for her if I was just going to do this, and that what I got her is nothing like the original perfume, that it couldn't even be considered an imitation. I think it shouldn't matter because I practically still got her the perfume she wanted. I just didn't drop $300 for it. This is making me see her in a different light. So Reddit, am I the asshole? Too long did not read. I got my girlfriend a fake for a $300 perfume she wanted. Apparently she could automatically tell it was fake and it made her look really materialistic and ungrateful. Am I the asshole for getting her a fake? You are the asshole. You didn't practically get her the perfume. You told her you'd buy her lobster and took her to McDonald's. She was still grateful and then you got angry that she wasn't grateful enough. If I was you I'd be apologizing ASAP. YTA. Most of the time I'd say, it's the thought that counts, but you literally 100% tried to make her think you bought this specific perfume for her. I'm 10,000% positive that she knew what the $300 perfume smelled like, and that THJ's faked perfume smelled nothing like it. She wasn't being materialistic, she knew it wasn't the real perfume based on the scent, and she was still appreciative and thanked you for it. You decided to be an asshole and pressure her for a, why didn't you give me this, be huge jumping up and down smile. You gave her a knockoff, it smelled nothing like the real smell, she thanked you for it, it wasn't the reaction you wanted, so your pride is trashed. That's on you. Grow up. You are the asshole. The point of perfume is the smell. Knockoffs aren't going to smell the same. It's not like something subtle like, this bottle is Stormy Seas blue not Stormy Lake blue type thing. It's not materialistic for her to know. She was being gracious about the gift because she knows you at least made an effort. And you kept pushing her to say something and then called her an ungrateful brat when she finally answered your question. It's not about the perfume being fake, it's about the way you treated her. That's a major red flag. YTA for pretending it was the genuine article. Would you be happy if she got you a fake PS5? You are the asshole for pushing. She obviously tried to play nice and still appreciated the gesture and was polite, and yet you still pushed for some sense of deep gratitude from her. You're the brat op. You talk about how you feel emasculated by the people who interact with your girlfriend. You lied about not being able to get a gift for your girlfriend, who said you didn't even have two in the first place, and then when it came to that you couldn't afford what she wanted, you decided to deceive her. You are the asshole, big time op. You are the asshole. Also, you should probably stop pointing out how lower middle class your girlfriend is to make yourself feel better. You are the asshole. Dude. Any way you look at this, you didn't get her the perfume she wanted. You got her a cheap knockoff and she could tell instantly. She wasn't even mad about it either, she wanted to leave it at she appreciated the gesture until you had to keep pushing. Like, hey, I get it, spending $300 on perfume is insane. And probably why your girlfriend was just looking at it, daydreaming about it instead of just buying it for herself. But to take it out on her for being able to tell the difference between the real thing and what's apparently not even a close fake, when you're the one that said you'd buy it for her. Yeah. Prick move. You are the asshole. Your insecurities smell as much as the fake perfume. You tried to pass it off as authentic. If you didn't think it mattered, you would have told her straight up. I hope she breaks up with you. Am I the asshole for telling my sister-in-law the truth about my brother? My brother, Joe, and sister-in-law, Jill, have been together for 10 years and they have 4 children together. Joe works full-time at a factory and Jill has a very inconsistent work history due to her attitude. To be frank, Jill has a nasty, entitled attitude because she believes that Joe makes a lot of money and she doesn't really have to work. The reality: Joe constantly asks our parents and his younger siblings for loans that he never pays back. He also has everyone pitch in to buy their children's school clothes and shoes every year. Oh, and not to mention he's always asking to use our cars instead of using his non-working wife's car. Our family has always fallen for Joe's sob stories because 1. We love the kids and 2. His wife will not work to help support their family. Well, recently my siblings and I found out that Joe is a huge liar. He's severely in loan, credit card debt and he's a gambling addict. Turns out he actually does make enough to take care of his family but is so far in debt that he can't. We also found out from her family that he told Jill that she doesn't have to work. At a family holiday gathering, Jill approached my sisters and I stating that their oldest daughter, Jill's 15-year-old daughter before marriage, needs to get a job. Jill then went on to say that she and Joe had jobs at 15 and they purchased their own first vehicles. My parents are wealthy, so Joe didn't get a summer job until 19 and my parents brought him not 1 but 2 cars by the age of 20. I was so taken back by the revelation that Joe has been lying to Jill about being able to afford their lifestyle. Without thinking, I told Jill that what Joe said was untrue and that our parents and in the last 5 years his siblings have always taken care of him even now at the tender age of 40. Jill called us liars like we don't know our brother, so I showed proof of how he's borrowed thousands of dollars from just me, not including our parents and other siblings over the years. Soon other siblings joined in telling Jill the truth about Joe. Jill was furious when she finally realized that Joe was not as financially stable as he claimed. Am I the asshole for telling her the truth? Additional info. 1. Jill knew about him gambling but not the loans and credit card debt. 2. We just found out a couple months ago about his gambling. 3. I know everyone's irritated about Jill's nasty, entitled attitude, but she likes to keep up with the Jones but has always hated to work. She's had many paid opportunities to go to college to start a career. She was accepted into nursing and physical therapy assistant programs but refused to enroll. 4. Joe and Jill are both toxic and dysfunctional. His vice is gambling and her vice weed, but Joe is the issue in this post. I could write a book on the love story and dysfunction. Lol. 5. We haven't given him an unlimited supply of money. Sometimes is just clothes, shoes, snack money for the children. They are both neglectful of their needs. NTA, this is starting to look like the start of a divorce. No offense, but your brother is pathetic. Not the asshole. Poor Jill. Addicts are often emotionally abusive and the fact that he's been lying to her and to his family to keep up this charade makes my suspicion that he's emotionally abusing Jill even stronger. Not the asshole. Jill deserved to know that. Not the asshole. They have kids and your brother has a crippling debt. She should know about this. Not the asshole. And everyone has to cut off the money supply to Joe. The casino is getting it, not his kids. Not the asshole. Gambling addiction is no joke, and he sounds like he is approaching a point of no return. That puts 4 kids, his wife, and his own life in a very bad place. It's not your job, or your siblings, parents, to hold together a lie. Your brother needs help, intervention. Not the asshole. But I'd be prepared for the fallout with your brother. Jill sounds entitled, but she was also shaped into that by her relationship with your brother. He told her she didn't have to work and that it was all covered. She believed him. Not the asshole, but I hope you all stop lending him money. If you give him more, you will be enabling him.